From Florida to Georgia, the African American vote has a lot of power this year, especially in the race to the White House. Tonight, we're taking a look at the power of the black vote and what issues matter most to the African American community.
Education.
Better roads, because the roads are horrible.
Housing.
Healthcare.
The economy. Jobs.
When it comes to taking on issues that impact African American communities, some of those big conversations often happen in places like this, Fade Barbershop in Tallahassee. For African Americans, barbershops are a place to bond while discussing social issues. It's a place where I know owner Marlon Williams and his clients talk about what's most important to them.
We need to make sure we can put people back to work and keep them employed. So the more jobs we can have will definitely help the black community.
Information from Pew Research Center shows that black voter turnout in 2016 was just 59.6%. Now that's down from a record high of 66.6% in 2012. The 7% drop is the largest for black voters from one presidential election to the next. If turnout does increase, African American voters have a lot of weight this year, especially in a state like Florida.
Florida is a swing state. It doesn't take much of a change anywhere to affect what happens in Florida, and that has national implications all the time.
Mark Early is the Leon County Supervisor of Elections. Right now in Leon County, there are 62,077 registered black voters, which makes up 28.8% of voters in the county. The question remains, after a year of decline, will black voters show up this time around?
I'm iffy about it because it's like it is what it is, and they're going to do what they want. It's like every time I vote, I feel like my vote don't count.
April Ash's feelings are being felt by African Americans across the country, with many saying that issues that generally affect middle class, lower middle class, and minority populations are largely overlooked. They include mass or unjust incarceration and the need for a fair working wage.
If these issues are championed in a substantive way that resonates, that's genuine, African Americans and minority populations will start to consider who their candidate is and make that walk to the polls.
Dr. Nasheed Madyun is director of Meek Eaton Black Archives Research Center and Museum at FAMU, and he says to win the black vote, the candidates need to do more.
Visiting an African American church does not mean that you automatically get that vote. There needs to be a connection on a substantive level, and that has yet to happen. It can happen, but there needs to be a more conscious effort to do so.
Throughout history, black voters have consistently supported Democratic candidates over Republicans by about 90% to 10%. But regardless of what side of the aisle one chooses, there is no denying the importance of the black vote.
Black votes matter when it's a mass amount of people to make a difference. It lets the community know that our voice has been heard.
Florida's presidential primary happened in March. You still have time to register for the general election. The deadline to register is October 5th and Election Day is November 3rd.